From broken bones to broken records, these are the warriors who risked everything. 50 Kung Fu legends, then and now. Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, the legend who brought Kung Fu to the world. In 1970, a back injury nearly ended his career. Doctors said he'd never kick again. He proved them wrong. But on July 20th, 1973, at just 32 years old, Bruce collapsed at actress Betty Ting Pei's apartment. He'd taken a painkiller for a headache. Within hours, he was dead from cerebral edema, brain swelling. The exact cause remains one of cinema's greatest mysteries. Bruce Lee died young, but changed martial arts forever. Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan, 71 years old, the man who's broken almost every bone in his body. His worst injury came in 1986, filming Armor of God in Yugoslavia. Jackie jumped to a tree branch. The first take was perfect, but he wanted it faster. The second attempt, the branch snapped. He fell 40 feet onto rocks. His skull fractured. A bone fragment lodged in his brain. Emergency surgery saved his life. He has a permanent plastic plug in his skull and hearing loss in his right ear. In Police Story, he slid down a 70-foot pole wired to live electricity. Burned hands, dislocated pelvis, nearly paralyzed. At 71, worth $400 million, he's still making movies. Jet Li. Jet Li, 62, the wushu champion who conquered Hong Kong and Hollywood. Years of wire work destroyed his spine. Jet suffers from hyperthyroidism, rapid aging, heart problems. Photos shocked fans. In August 2025, he had surgery to remove a benign tumor. He's recovering, but decades of flying through the air left severe spinal damage and chronic pain. At 62, Jet Li battles these issues with the same determination he brought to the screen. Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen, 62. Ip Man 4 and John Wick, Chapter 4. Eye injury from broken glass, multiple broken bones from wire work. But at 62, he's remarkably fit. His secret? MMA-style training with traditional martial arts. While others are broken down, Donnie Yen is still kicking ass. Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh, 63. First Asian woman to win Best Actress. In 1996, filming The Stunt Woman, Michelle fell from a bridge. Spinal injury. Briefly paralyzed, doctors warned her career might be over. She refused stunt doubles. From Super Cop to Crouching Tiger, she did it herself. At 63, he finally got the recognition she deserves. Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris, 85, the man who fought Bruce Lee. What's remarkable? He's injury-free. While others destroyed their bodies, Chuck used proper technique. At 85, Chuck Norris is still training. Proof you can have a long career without sacrificing your body. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme, 65, the muscles from Brussels. Multiple knee surgeries from those famous splits. Back surgery from high kicks. But cocaine addiction nearly destroyed his career in the 90s. Van Damme fought back, got clean, got healthy. At 65, still doing those splits. Proof you can overcome both physical and personal demons. Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal, 73. Aikido master who dominated 90s action with Under Siege. Decades of throws left chronic back and knee problems. At 73, Seagal continues working in direct-to-video films. Bolo Yeung. Bolo Yeung, 79. The most intimidating villain. From Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon to Van Damme in Bloodsport. Mr. Hong Kong bodybuilder for 10 years. At 79, shoulder and joint problems, but his legacy as the ultimate villain remains. Sammo Hung. Sammo Hung, 74. The acrobatic genius who moved like a ballerina despite his size. From Enter the Dragon to Ip Man 2. Chronic back pain, severe knee problems, heart surgery. Sammo sacrificed his body to become one of cinema's greatest action choreographers. Tony Jaa. Tony Jaa, 49. Ong Bak shocked the world with brutal Muay Thai. No wires, no CGI. Multiple broken bones, knee ligament damage. At 49, still making action movies. Cynthia Rothrock. Cynthia Rothrock, 68. First American woman to star in Hong Kong films. 7 black belts, broken ribs, shoulder injuries. At 68, still remarkably fit and teaching martial arts. Gordon Liu. Gordon Liu, 74, Shaw Brothers legend. 36th Chamber of Shaolin. Pai Mei in Kill Bill. In 2011, tragedy struck. Massive stroke. Left paralyzed. Unable to speak. Today, he's in long-term care in Hong Kong, requiring round-the-clock assistance. A heartbreaking reminder that even legends are mortal. Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes, 63. Blade-made vampires cool. 5th degree black belt in karate. Capoeira expert. Ankle sprains and back injuries. At 63, Snipes is still an action star. Jason Statham. Jason Statham, 58. Does his own stunts in Transporter and Fast and Furious. Ear infections, back strain. At 58, remarkably healthy and worth $90 million. Billy Blanks. Billy Blanks, 70. From king of kickboxers to Tay Bo Empire. Hip replacement from High Impact Fitness. At 70, still active. Tay Bo made him $20 million and inspired millions. Scott Adkins. Scott Adkins, 49. The modern Boyka from Undisputed. Ankle injuries, back problems, facial cuts. At 49, still pulls off 540-degree kicks. The bridge between old school and modern action. Iko Uwais. Iko Uwais, 42. The Indonesian sensation who revolutionized action with The Raid. Broken ribs from the hallway fight. Silat master. At 42. Still delivering brutal, realistic action. Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White, 58. First African-American superhero in Spawn. 8 black belts. What's remarkable? Injury-free, proper conditioning. At 58, still in peak condition. Mark Dacascos. Mark Dacascos, 61. From Only the Strong to Iron Chef America's chairman. Wushu champion, Capoeira fusion. Knee injuries, back strain. At 61, better known for food than fighting. Yuan Biao. Yuan Biao, 68. Most underrated Seven Little Fortunes member. Right beside Jackie Chan, performing incredible acrobatics. Multiple broken bones, back problems. At 68, deserves more recognition. Wu Jing. Wu Jing, 51. Wolf Warrior 2, made $870 million. Highest grossing Chinese film ever. Multiple knee surgeries, back injuries from military stunts. At 51, worth $300 million. Proof China's market creates global superstars. Chow Yun-fat. Chow Yun-fat, 70. LA Times called him the coolest actor. Hard-boiled to crouching tiger. Defined gun fu. At 70, worth $200 million. Still making films. Andy Lau. Andy Lau, 64. Hong Kong superstar from Infernal Affairs. In 2017, fell from a horse. Fractured pelvis. Recovered. At 64, worth $70 million. Still a major star. Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee. Bruce Lee's son, died at 28 filming The Crow in 1993. A prop gun had a dummy bullet lodged in the barrel from an earlier scene. When fired at Brandon, the bullet hit his abdomen. He died hours later in surgery. Brandon was on the verge of superstardom. Instead, another tragic chapter in the Lee family legacy. The Crow was finished using body doubles and CGI. We'll never know how great Brandon could have been. Hiroyuki Sanada. Hiroyuki Sanada, 65. Japanese samurai films to John Wick, Chapter 4, and Shogun. Cuts from Swordwork. At 65, Emmy nominated for Shogun, having his biggest year. Sho Kosugi. Sho Kosugi, 77. Made ninjas cool in the 80s. Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja. Joint problems from ninja acrobatics. At 77, his legacy lives on. Don Wilson. Don the Dragon Wilson, 71. Real-world champion kickboxer, 47 and 5 record. Blood Fist franchise. Extensive injuries from real fighting. At 71, the scars prove he was the real deal. Lo Meng. Lo Meng, 69. The Toad from 5 Venoms. Shaw Brothers Venom, mob icon. Back problems from demanding choreography. At 69, a cult hero to Kung Fu fans. Daniel Wu. Daniel Wu, 51. Hong Kong cinema to Into the Badlands and Tomb Raider. Back injuries from wire work. At 51, worth $20 million, successful Hollywood crossover, Stephen Chow. Stephen Chow, 63, fused slapstick with kung fu. Shaolin soccer, kung fu hustle, relatively few injuries. At 63, worth $50 million, revolutionized martial arts cinema. Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa. Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa, 75. Your soul is mine! Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat. Minor injuries, maintained through Aikido. At 75, still playing villains with commanding presence. Simon Yam. Simon Yam, 70, Hong Kong tough guy. In 2019, stabbed multiple times at a fan event in China. Survived and recovered. Various film injuries. At 70, worth $20 million, proof of resilience. Wang Yu. Jimmy Wang Yu died 2022 at 79, the first martial arts superstar before Bruce Lee. One-armed swordsman created the template, lost use of his arm temporarily for method acting, suffered numerous fractures. Difficult to work with, but undeniably a pioneer. The original kung fu superstar, T. Lung. T. Lung, 79, Shaw Brothers' heroic swordsman, later starred in John Woo's A Better Tomorrow. Cuts from sword work, joint problems. At 79, a living legend, Alexander Fusheng. Alexander Fusheng, Shaw Brothers' brightest star, died in a car accident in 1983 at just 28, at his career peak. July 7, 1983, his car crashed. Broken back, bled out after 5 hours. His funeral, 30,000 people, rivaling Bruce Lee's. Hong Kong TV stopped to show his life. At 28, his light was extinguished. David Chiang. David Chiang, 78. Shaw Brothers' dual swordsman, shoulder problems, cuts from sword work. At 78, one of the last living Shaw Brothers legends, Yasuaki Kurata. Yasuaki Kurata, 79. Japanese martial artist who crossed to Hong Kong, fought Jet Li in Fist of Legend, shoulder and back issues. At 79, a bridge between traditions. Sonny Chiba died 2021 at 82. The Street Fighter made him a legend with brutal, realistic violence. Over 50 years, multiple broken bones, finger injuries. Tarantino cast him in Kill Bill. August 2021, died from COVID-19. A legend gone, but his influence on action films lives on. Toshiro Mifune. Toshiro Mifune died 1997 at 77. Akira Kurosawa's Samurai. Seven Samurai, Yojimbo. Cuts from sword work, maintained through Japanese discipline, influenced every samurai film after. Died 1997, the definitive samurai actor. Roy Chow. Roy Chow died 1999 at 72. Enter the Dragon to Indiana Jones. Crossed to Hollywood. Various injuries. Died 1999. Remembered as an early Asian actor in major Hollywood films. David Carradine. David Carradine died 2009 at 72. Kung Fu TV series made martial arts mainstream in America. Tarantino cast him as Bill in Kill Bill. Various injuries over his long career. June 2009, found dead in Bangkok hotel from autoerotic asphyxiation. Controversial circumstances overshadowed his legacy. Died with just $500,000 after 5 decades. Darren Shahlavi. Darren Shahlavi died 2015 at 42. Real-world kickboxing champion. Played villain Twister in IP Man 2. Multiple injuries from fighting. January 2015, died from drug overdose at 42. Another talented martial artist gone too young. Kane Kosugi. Kane Kosugi, 51. Sho, Kosugi's son, continuing the family ninja tradition. Wirework injuries. At 51, still making martial arts movies, keeping the Kosugi legacy alive. Chris Casamassa. Chris Casamassa, 61. Scorpion in Mortal Kombat. Get over here. Real karate champion, at 61, runs martial arts schools connected to Mortal Kombat legacy. Ray Park. Ray Park, 51. Darth Maul in Star Wars, Snake Eyes in G.I. Joe. Wushu master with gymnastics background. Various stunt injuries. At 51, still doing high-level action. Byron Mann. Byron Mann, 58. Ryu in Street Fighter, regular on Arrow, film-related bruises and sprains at 58, active in TV and film, proving longevity. Ernie Reyes Jr. Ernie Reyes Jr., 54, Taekwondo world champion at 12. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Surf Ninjas, multiple injuries from starting so young. At 54, dealt with the toll. Marco Zaror. Marco Zaror, 47, Chilean action star, Undisputed 3, Redeemer, Taekwondo black belt, impact injuries from acrobatics. At 47, still making hard-hitting action, Matt Mullins. Matt Mullins, 45, Mortal Kombat legacy, pioneered XMA, extreme martial arts, tournament champion, ankle injuries from tricking. At 45, helped define modern martial arts on screen. 50 legends, thousands of broken bones, millions inspired. From Bruce Lee to today's masters, they sacrificed everything. This is Kung Fu Cinema, Part 2 coming soon with 50 more. Subscribe.